Now that we're at the letter reading portion, I'm gonna go through just best practices on how to mic the bride, making sure we get the best audio. So first of all, a lot of times, lav mics, they come in black. You can also purchase them in white if you wanna hide the mic so it blends in with her dress. But the way we kind of mic it, we always do it in a way where it's not on camera. And one of the things I like to do, just to make sure the bride is comfortable, is if there's a female in the room or if the photographer you're working with is a female, go ahead and ask her to help you mic the bride, just to make sure that the mic goes kind of in the most comfortable spot for the bride, but also in a way where it's hidden away. And obviously you wanna make sure that the bride is comfortable at all times. If I'm filming from here, you wanna make sure the lav is always in the direction where her mouth is gonna be. So if I'm right here, her lav should be like in this area because you don't want her mouth away from the microphone because we want to get the audio really clean. In this situation with spaghetti strap dresses, we want to make sure that the wire goes maybe under the armpit and we can hide it in the back so that there's not random wire sticking out. And we might see a little bit of the black. It's not the end of the world, but we'll have to make it work with what we have. Next, we're going to set up the shot. So a few things to think about. If it's smaller quarters like we have here, usually I throw on a 24-70. And again, we're not filming at 24 millimeters because we don't want everything to look big and distorted. We're probably gonna be somewhere at 35 millimeters, maybe at 50, maybe at 70. We'll see when I kind of set everything up. But in this situation, since we are a little bit closer, we're gonna use a wider lens. If in fact you do have more room, we could throw on the longer lens. Again, it's gonna compress everything, but I think for the most part, I usually want to see just the full extent of the bride. I want to see kind of what's happening around her, just because later she's going to be able to look back on it and see her whole full body of her in her dress, and not just like a portion of her face. In this situation, if you guys look at the shot, I think it looks pretty good. I think that, you know, obviously we want to be careful about distortion. And I think if we were closer, so if I like went like this, that's when things start to distort a lot more. And I don't think the bride would appreciate the final product. So I think if you move it far back enough where I think when the bride would be like maybe at waist level as she's sitting, I think that's when it is acceptable for us to be at 24 millimeters. Because if we go a little bit closer, 35, this is 50, and this is 70, we're losing a lot of information, and we're losing the bouquet, we're losing the marble table, the little details. And because the bride obviously thinks about all these things, you know, all those things are handpicked to be there. We want to make sure we capture all that as much as possible. So in this situation, we're going to be at 24 millimeters. Bride is comfortable, and now we're ready to do the letter. When the bride and groom write their letters, what I've found over the years to be better is when the bride writes the letter for the groom and she reads that letter that she wrote for the groom, and the same thing with the groom, just because I've just found it to be a little more confusing than just if she read the letter that she wrote for him. That way that she can get her emotions about how she feels about him, and same thing for him. Now remember, the best content you're gonna get is the content in between moments. So for example, the bride reads her letter, we pause, and I ask her a few questions, we pause. There might be moments where she might say something, or she might look a certain way, or stuff that you can't really account for, stuff that you can't really direct. So that's why I just let the camera roll. That's why we have the room empty, and we just let the moment happen. Okay, so we're actually gonna run through the letter, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I ask a few questions, and then we'll go from there. All right, Dan, whenever you're ready.
Hi Sam. As I sit here and write these vows, I think about this past year and where it has taken us. I think about our unexpected friendship and how God was able to turn that into so much more. I think about the beautiful moments we've had and all the things we've overcome. I think about you and me and the way we've grown together. I think about the way you make me laugh and the way your heart beats right where my head lays when I hug you tight.
So this is a moment where you don't want to stop this moment. Once you say go, don't stop, no matter what. Even if even if the sun comes up, even if something happens, we want to keep rolling, because these are the types of moments that you can't redo. Like, it's just one of those things, like, they happen once. So once you're set, once you say go, just let it ride out.
I think about all the times you've made me cry and how every single time they were happy tears. I think about the way you light up my life and the way you make me feel so safe and secure. How you always know when to hold my hand. I think about all the ways you care for me and how you make me feel so loved even when I don't deserve it. You love me so purely, consistently, and generously. Sam, I prayed for a good man, but God gave me so much more. I prayed for a good partner, and he gave me my better half. I asked for a good friend, and he gave me my best friend and husband all in one. He had you in mind when he made me. The only prayer now I can say is one of thankfulness, because he gave me the sweetest man and my favorite person. I'm so overwhelmed by how amazing you are and how blessed I am that you're all mine. Today, I make a lifelong commitment to you. I choose to cherish and appreciate you. I choose to be patient and care for you. I choose to pray with you and for you. I choose to respect you and to keep looking up to you, even if you get a little taller. I choose to strive to be the best wife to you, to be gentle and kind.
During this section, a lot of times the photographer is going to be taking photos, and before you guys start this section, make sure that you talk to the photographer about that, because you don't want the photographer to be going crazy in the shutter, because it is going to come out in the audio. So it's okay if there's a few clicks here and there, but we don't want it to sound like there's a machine gun in the background.
I choose to have your back and to never let anything separate us. I choose to commit to you and only you. I choose to be by your side, be your best friend for life, and to never give up on you. I choose to love you and every part of you just the way you are. I choose to grow old and spend the rest of my life with you. I'm so excited for this new adventure we're taking on together, as I confidently give you my whole heart, my sweet, precious love, my handsome man, my husband. I love you now and always.
How do you feel right now?
I feel this way every time I read it. I don't know.
What's it like thinking about, like, the journey of you guys dating and going through that whole thing, then being engaged and stuff? Like, what did that journey look like to get to the wedding day?
I think it was just amazing. Like, we've always been best friends. I mean, not always, but when we became the best friends, we just have always been together, and I don't know, it's just been the most amazing, like, time of my life.
Yeah. What was the moment that you knew that you were gonna marry this guy?
Probably when I saw how much effort he put into loving me. Like, it was never too much for him to do something, like, to show me that he loves me.
Do you, thinking about, like, the future of where you guys, obviously you guys are married now, so I would say, like, did you think marriage was gonna be what you thought it was gonna be, and what surprised you about it?
What surprised me about it was that it was so much better than I ever expected it to be. You always have people tell you, like, oh, marriage is so hard, like, oh, the first year is the hardest, oh, this and that, kind of like scary things about marriage, but it's honestly, like, I think it's because it's him that I'm, like, having, like, marriage is the best thing ever. Like, I love it. I was always scared, like, oh, what if, like, this happens in marriage, this, like, people always scare you off, but I think if you're with the right person, like, you just know, and I don't know.
I love it. So good. You guys don't have kids, right? Okay. You guys want to have kids at some point. So what do you, it's actually kind of cool. So just imagine one day I know you're obviously already been married for a few years, but you guys want to have family one day and kids. So imagine one day you're sitting with your kids on the couch and you guys are watching this very footage from this day. Imagine this is like a time capsule. What would you want to tell them right now? Message to the future.
I feel like there's so much to say, but I don't know if, like, I don't know. I guess maybe one thing that I would be excited to tell our kids about. I don't know if I can answer.
You're doing great. It's okay to be emotional. It's literally just us.
I just love them so much. I would love to tell them just like all the things we've experienced, like life that we've experienced together. I don't know, and how loved our family is.
So good. I love that. I'm sure they're gonna appreciate it so much. It's so special. Especially, I think it's so cool how you guys love each other so well. I think it's gonna be such a great example for them. And even like looking back at this content one day, they're gonna be so encouraged by it. Because like I don't feel like a lot of people have this moment. So
I'm so lucky.
yeah. So good. Thank you so much. That was amazing. So that was amazing. That was literally the best case scenario that we could have. You want, obviously, like this is why it's so important to build a relationship before the wedding, because you are literally, you're diving into their life, right? So you're asking questions, and for you guys, as you're thinking about asking questions and getting this kind of content, really take the time to understand your client. And you might not know them really well, but think about questions that they might want to look back on one day. Be curious, like be really, really curious. Don't just ask cookie cutter questions. Don't do it just to do it. If you want to do it just to do it, then just don't do it at all, because you don't want to waste their time. You don't want to waste time in the schedule to do this portion. But if you do this portion, do it with curiosity and do it well, because it's going to reflect in the footage as well. Obviously, the light was coming in and out. It was kind of, we were fighting that a little bit. But for me at that moment, it doesn't really matter that I'm like, dropping the shutter, picking up the shutter. Like, what's more important is what's happening here. What's happening with the letter, what's happening with the interview. And so don't stop the whole thing because the lighting's off. I mean, if you're just getting started and we could stop, like for example, like if we're done with the letter, that's fine. We could readjust. But if things are already happening, just go ahead and run it. And worst case scenario, you could always redo a few things later on in the day.